Mayor Sisitsky tells the city council that local healthcare services are primed to be reduced in the coming months. U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren visits Framingham for a town hall event and a look at a new exhibit at the Danforth Museum as it celebrates its 50th anniversary in 2025. I'm Brendan Fitzpatrick, and this is The Frame, Framingham News in Focus. Hello and welcome to The Frame, an initiative of Access Framingham. We start with multiple stories from this week's City Council meeting as Mayor Charlie Sisitsky outlined plans from Tenet Healthcare to reduce local medical services during the group's meeting on Tuesday, February 25th. Sisitsky told the council that he recently spoke with Metro West Medical Center CEO John Whitlock Jr. Sisitsky said he was informed about plans from Tenet, the Texas-based company that owns Metro West Medical Center, to shut down their Level 2B special care nursery at Framingham Union Hospital this June. The mayor explained that Level 1 basic newborn services will still be provided in Framingham, but any families in need for more advanced maternity care will have to go to either Boston or Worcester.
I'm concerned that this could have a cascading effect on maternity services as a whole at Metro West Medical Center.
Additionally, Sisitsky was told that Tenet's lease for the Metro West Wellness Center off of Route 9 will not be renewed after it expires in July, with most of its services slated to be relocated to one of Tenet's other facilities in Framingham. City councilors joined the mayor in expressing concerns about these developments. District 1's Christine Long called continued retractions of healthcare resources a statewide crisis, as she and multiple other members of the council called for more oversight and assistance from state legislators.
As a parent of a child that was born there that needed the ICU for several weeks, it's really disturbing to see what's going on with Tenet Healthcare, basically corporate raiders piecing out the whole hospital for profit.
Sisitsky told local leaders that he's requested state officials to hold the public hearing regarding the reduction of nursery care, which has to be held within 60 days of the closure within Framingham. As of the time of this episode's recording, Metro West Medical Center has not replied to our request for a comment on this matter. Later during that same city council meeting, the group voted to recommend advertising for a public hearing regarding amendments to the Downtown Central Business District as local officials continue to address the MBTA Communities Act. State officials approved of Sisitsky's proposal to use the CB district for compliance with the statewide by-right multifamily zoning law a few weeks ago. If you recall from last week's episode of The Frame, the City Council's Planning and Zoning Subcommittee unanimously recommended advertising a reduction to the boundaries of the CB area, which was approved at town meeting back in 2015, while still ensuring that Framingham remains in compliance with the act. Initial conversations regarding the land reduction have focused on bringing the CB district's borders up from the south towards Waverly Street, along with a trim to the area's northwest corner. On Tuesday, District 7 City Councilor Leora Malik advocated for the creation of a transition zone if the CB district's northwestern borders are to be reduced from Beach Street down to Proctor Street in order to avoid awkward spot zoning. The CB reduction matter will now be advertised to the public prior to a hearing. U.S. Senator for Massachusetts Elizabeth Warren took part in a town hall style event at the Memorial Building last Saturday, February 22nd. Both supporters and critics of the senator were present in downtown Framingham, as regional officials, leaders, and residents were present at Nevins Hall for the event. Warren's remarks primarily featured criticism of President Donald Trump as well as Elon Musk, as she urged attendees to get more involved in the civic process.
Ultimately, the power is not actually in the White House. The power is not actually in the Congress. The power lies with the people. And that's what we just did.
Warren was asked about a number of topics surrounding national politics, as she reiterated her desire to push back against actions from the executive branch. Former state rep and former city council member John Stefanini expressed concerns regarding local health care and services provided at Framingham Union Hospital. Warren said she'd continue to keep an eye on companies such as Tenet, while also commending efforts among local nurses to unionize. More details on stories we've covered this week, along with more local developments, spotlights on local people and events, as well as a community calendar filled with happenings across the city, can all be found on our website. Log on to www.theframe.news for more Framingham news in focus, and be sure to subscribe to our email newsletter to stay up to date. A reminder now that we're on social media. @FrameNews_ is our handle on Instagram, and you can search for The Frame on Facebook too. Subscribe to access Framingham's channel on YouTube and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload a new episode of our weekly news program. We're also on Spotify. You can watch or listen to Frame episodes on that platform. The Framingham School Committee unanimously approved of a new long-term contract for School Superintendent Dr. Robert Tremblay during their meeting on Wednesday, February 26th. The two parties reached an agreement on an extension as Tremblay's new deal will run from July of 2026 through June of 2030. Tremblay's base salary will come following his annual evaluation at the end of the next school year. Notably, the new deal features pay raises for the superintendent if the district meets certain benchmarks during the life of the contract, including increased MCAS scores and English language proficiency among the student body, as well as decreases in chronic absenteeism. School committee members said on Wednesday that these inclusions are meant to emphasize strides in student achievement. We'd like to congratulate the Framingham High School girls wrestling squad, who won the Division I Team State Championship this past week. Adriana DeGroat and Captain Leah Condreat were first-place finishers in their weight class during the meet, as the Flyers took the overall team crown. Framingham High's girls basketball team also qualified for the D1 tournament as the number 11 seed. They'll be hosting Brookline this Friday night, the 28th. Tip-off is at 6:30. As for Keefe Tech Athletics, their boys hockey team fell to Monomoy in the D4 tournament on Tuesday, while the Broncos girls basketball squad were also eliminated by Fenway that same night in the D5 bracket. Congratulations to all of the local athletes on their achievements during the winter sports season. Residents are invited to attend a concerto this Saturday, the 1st, at Framingham State University's Christa McAuliffe Center. Music and science will combine during the event as live original compositions inspired by the famous photograph entitled Earthrise, which you now see on your screen, will be played during the center's annual Environmental Action event. The 6 p.m. showtime on Saturday will be for all audiences, while the 7:30 showing will be for those aged 14 and above. For more information, log on to cm-center.org. That's cm-center.org. And finally, a preview of this week's Frame by Frame segment. This year, the Danforth Museum is turning 50, and they've curated an exhibit to honor the occasion. It features pieces from their vast permanent collection and highlights the evolution of the museum's collection practices. We spoke with members of the curation team to understand how they narrowed down a 3,700-piece collection into one showcase. Additionally, we spoke with the museum's first ever art teacher, Nan Haas-Feldman, and her husband Alan to learn more about the trials and tribulations of becoming the institution it is today.
What they would say about the museum was that it was a novelty to have a museum without a rich benefactor. It was all grassroots.
More and more with each year, particularly as we're celebrating our 50th and Framingham is celebrating their 325th, we're making a lot more connections between where we started as the Danforth in Framingham and the city of Framingham now.
If you want to learn more, that full frame-by-frame piece is on our website, theframe.news, as well as access Framingham's YouTube channel. That will do it for this week's Framingham News in Focus. On behalf of the team here at The Frame, thanks for watching or for listening. My name is Brendan Fitzpatrick. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.